Sometimes trying to reinvent the wheel isn't always the best solution. Sometimes playing on your own strengths, what works and what doesn't. Doku looked at the Magic Keyboard and said, we can do that, but with more aluminum. This enters in the Doku 2 keyboard case. Could this dethrone the Magic Keyboard and have a new champion in the ring? Or could they live side by side in harmony? Doku, who are they even? I will answer every question about life down below. Doku 2 sets the stage for their second entry for the keyboard genre, attempting to overthrow Apple at their own game. Right now, you can pick this up off Amazon for around $125. The link will be down below. This comes in every flavor for the Air, the Pro 11-inch, and the Pro 12.9-inch. Sadly, no love for the Mini 6, maybe next year. Inside the box, you have the aluminum keyboard case itself, and this thing has some weight. You also have the charging cable, USB-C to A. Unlike the Doku 1, this has a battery and it connects over Bluetooth. Typically, I can get about 2 to 3 weeks on a single charge. Alongside that, you have the instructions, your basic stuff. This thing feels quite nice to hold. You do have 4 rubber feet on the bottom, so it doesn't slide around on the desk. It does have a lip in the middle to help open it up so it can pivot 360 degrees. On the right side, you have the USB Type-C charging port. You can charge this with Type-C to Type-C. This keyboard overall is pretty thin, especially compared to the Doku 1. That thing was pretty big. The Doku 2 weighs a little bit more than 1,000 grams compared to the Magic Keyboard, which weighs a little bit less. My iPad Pro weighs 749 grams. It is quite comparable to the Magic Keyboard in weight and size, even though it is made out of aluminum and not leather. The Doku 2 is much smaller compared to the Doku 1, which that weighs around 1,300 grams. Having all of the magnets that line up in the back, it's about the same as Apple's. The magnets are pretty strong, so your iPad will not go anywhere. It also offers auto wake and sleep, your typical standard stuff. The main selling point about this product is the ability to spin it 360 degrees. If 2-in-1 hybrid devices are your thing, like the Lenovo Yoga or Microsoft Surface Pro series, you will feel at home here. With this being a hybrid device, you can also do work and play at the same time. The neck is pretty strong. If being an artist with the Apple Pencil 2, there isn't much wobbling here. They got the hinge down right. It's pretty firm, but not aggressively tight, having the ability to rotate it 360 degrees for any viewing angle for drawing, watching films, or just doing tent mode. This might be a better option for the artists on the go if needing a mobile stand to keep your iPad in place on your lap, on a train, a plane, or your desk. The Doku 2 is sturdy enough to help you get your Picasso on. The design was done right. Not really a Magic Keyboard clone, but doing their own spin. It gets a 4 out of 5 for the design. Getting into the trackpad, will it be better or worse than the Doku 1? Did they fix it, or is it still just bad? It's the same standard size compared to what Apple offers. One finger selecting, clicking and dragging text and images work well here. It doesn't feel like a chore here. Plowing the driveway in winter with only a spoon, they also give you a fork. They clearly fixed the problems with the first one. Unfortunately, digging deeper, you can start to see the cracks. This product doesn't offer the native gestures you would get from the official Magic Keyboard. Some keyboard cases offer that, and others offer something kind of less, which is unfortunate because this is a very well-designed product. You don't have native pinch to zoom, you just have Control Plus or Control Minus. 3 fingers swiping up will take you home, 3 fingers swiping down will bring you back to your last application. The multitasking here does not offer Stage Manager, which could be a deal breaker for some people, especially when plugged into an external monitor. It makes just using one device finding a workaround. You also have 4-finger screenshot. This is such a nice product. The price point is spectacular at around $125. The build quality is something you can't really find at this price point, especially that metal frame. The trackpad holds this back. You've heard me say that before. Like the first one, you have the option of turning it off, turn it off. The trackpad on the Doku 2 is miles better than the first one. Unfortunately, it still falls falls short from feeling like a finished product. If it had native gestures like pinch to zoom or multitasking with Sage Manager, this would have been a perfect product. The trackpad gets 2.5 out of 5. It's better, but not great. Getting into the keyboard, it is backlit with a single color of white. You have 3 modes of brightness. The keyboard is nice and clicky. It doesn't feel hollow like the first one. The Doko one felt like typing on a pillow. There wasn't much feedback when clicking and typing, improving upon this. Plenty of feedback while typing. The only issue with the keyboard, I wish the keys were a little bit more spaced out, preferably chiclet style, please. Typing fast, I do have to hunt for the keys and look down. It does slow me down a little bit. Doing my usual typing tests, I am averaging out around 50 words per minute. A few more times, it's really about the same. Compared to the Magic Keyboard, I can easily break 60 words per minute. The keyboard is just average, nothing great, nothing spectacular. It's not really Logitech quality here, better than a cheap no-name brand. The keyboard easily gets 3 out of 5. It's better, but it's nothing really game-changing. Epilogue. My final verdict is, if you are looking for a keyboard case that might lean towards being an artist, the rotating neck is nice and sturdy for drawing for any angle on your lap or your desk. This might be for you. The premium build, constructed from aluminum compared to plastic, to me is always better. The keyboard is nice and clicky. I do have to occasionally hunt for the keys, which makes it not the fastest keyboard while typing. Unfortunately, the trackpad does hold this back. I mean, the trackpad isn't terrible, it's passable, but you don't get any of the native gestures. Not being able to access Sage Manager and no pinch to zoom can make doing tasks harder. 1 and 2 finger gestures work better here, especially for navigating or selecting text. So overall, it's a mixed bag. The Doko 2 is quite forgettable. The first one offered something new, a little bit shoddy, but it was unique and different. The second one here doesn't offer anything especially revolutionary, and what it does do, it's just okay at best. An acceptable keyboard with missing features called a trackpad. The price point here does help to sell it. Personally, being the second child of the family of Doko keyboards, this one doesn't offer anything to stand out. I would give this one a pass. So like always, VLD signing out. Smash that bell, give me a like or a comment to help my channel grow. Like always, stay classy.